What should parents do when children think they are to blame for their parents' unhappiness? Have you ever had your child ask a question that left you speechless? Something like, "Is it my fault you're sad? Mom?" Or maybe, "I'll try to be better so Dad can be happy." Moments like these can break your heart. So, how can we help our children understand that their parents' emotions aren't their responsibility? Today's story will guide you through this important topic. Key takeaways. Let's start with the main points. When children believe they are responsible for their parents' emotions, it can cause emotional and mental harm, robbing them of their childhood. To allow children the freedom to grow, parents must take care of their own emotional health and minimize the impact of their negative emotions on their kids. You see, children are not only sensitive but also natural fixers, taking on the weight of problems around them. This can lead to serious consequences. Let's dive deeper to understand why. What happens when children feel responsible for their parents' emotions? Imagine a little girl sharing her story. "I remember feeling so burdened because I thought I had to make my mom happy. When she was sad, I blamed myself, thinking I wasn't good enough. When my parents argued, I felt it was my fault. As I grew up, I became someone who always tried to please others. But I completely lost sight of who I was." Heartbreaking, isn't it? Unfortunately, this is a common experience. When children feel they need to manage their parents' emotions, several things can happen. They constantly try to make their parents happy, neglecting their own emotions. They fear their parents will fall apart without their support. They are forced to grow up too soon and take on caregiving roles, which they aren't ready for. The consequences often linger into adulthood. These children struggle with setting boundaries, prioritize others' needs over their own, and carry guilt or shame for years. Does this sound familiar? Maybe you, or someone you know, can relate to this experience. But here's the good news: you can break this cycle. Ready to hear how? For ways to prevent children from being affected by their parents' emotions. 1. Teach emotional intelligence. You can start by talking to your child like this: "I'm feeling a bit sad today. But don't worry, it's not your fault. I'm dealing with it by writing in my journal and listening to my favorite music. How do you usually handle sadness?" This simple conversation teaches children four important things. Emotions are natural and temporary. They are not responsible for their parents' feelings. Parents can model healthy ways to manage emotions. Everyone is responsible for managing their own emotions. 2. Be mindful about what you share. Do you want your child to know everything about your struggles? The answer is, not necessarily. A preschooler doesn't need to hear about your work stress. And a teenager battling their own emotional challenges shouldn't carry the burden of yours. Share appropriately, based on your child's age and sensitivity. 3. Take care of your own emotional health. Nobody is perfect, right? But you can start by seeking support when you need it. When you learn to regulate your emotions, your child will naturally follow your lead. 4. Set boundaries with your child. A parenting expert once said, "Boundaries aren't barbed wire fences, they're the choreography of relationships, guiding how we connect with love and respect." You can gently tell your child, It's okay if I'm sad sometimes. I'll take care of myself. And your job is to enjoy your childhood. Closing thoughts. You know, a child's small shoulders aren't meant to carry the weight of their parents' emotions. When you take responsibility for your own feelings, you not only free your child but also free yourself. Let your child fully experience their childhood. And allow yourself to enjoy parenthood in a lighter, more fulfilling way. What do you think? If this resonates with you, give it a try and share your thoughts.